Seriously, imagine being an adult and so mentally feeble that you let somebody manipulate you into vandalizing a Tesla with 9 cameras and Sentry mode. Shout out to Tech Operator for this post because I 100% agree with this. These are adults. But let's talk about the kids for a second. Tim Walsh. This guy right here, man, unbelievable. Let me make sure I click on the video so it can pop up bigger. If you need a little boost during the day, he says, check out Tesla stock. Yeah, these people.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you. Saying on my phone.
Hey, man, you know, it's going to be shots fired on both sides. However, I want to point out something. This guy is celebrating the stock of a company, you know, going down, in which that company employs American workers. I don't get this. I don't understand the logic behind this. And then on top of that, supporting vandalism. What is everybody's real issue with Elon Musk? I really don't understand. Oh, he's a billionaire. Hey, you have Soros. In fact, we're going to be talking about how Soros could be funding some of these vandalized protests. Allegedly. But before we move forward, look at this black man Cybertruck. How it got vandalized and covered with anti-Elon Musk messages while he was taking someone to the doctor. Where is Black Lives Matter? Where is the Democrats' outrage?
What I'm saying is it's a white Tesla. No. This is what happened to my car, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all see this? Clown American. I don't know what this is. Is this paint?
Makes no sense.
War. Bro, somebody destroyed my car. Destroyed my car while I was taking Wu out to the doctor.
Bro, because they cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Destroyed my car.
Super simple. That sucks, bro.
This is no cap. Look at this. All on my windshield. All right in this. Look at this. My car is destroyed.
The sad part is, even if he get it clean, as soon as he pull out of his driveway, even in his driveway, he's at risk of this happening. This man is at the hospital.
So now I'm in the back of the dentist's office, doctor's office.
Oh, doctor's office, dentist's office, okay.
Yeah, my car is destroyed.
I said hospital, I misspoke. That was Cap.
Like, bro, I swear to God, you can ask Tiny. You can ask everybody. Every time I ride my car, they be like, bro, I love your car. I just hate the dude that make it. I don't give a, bro, I don't. What the fuck do I have to do with Elon? I like the car because it's a nice little car. It's unaverage. This is crazy. Look at this. Imagine riding around I'm riding around with my son in this car. I don't have my camera. I don't have nothing. I'm straight using my goddamn phone, bro. Now I gotta get this shit off my car. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I gotta get rid of this car, bro. This is, I'm saying.
You see, and that's what the Democrats want right there. They celebrate. Oh, yeah, you see that? Not only did we cause him to lose so out on money, not only did we cause him a great deal of embarrassment and damages to him and his family, but yeah, we are getting Elon Musk out of business, which is also going to take American workers who we fight for out of business. These people are just, they never make no sense. Shave their head bald, celibacy. They want to rewrite history every chance that they get, destroying art, climate change activists, create chaos, collusions, the mind virus. They want to, bro, nothing that they do makes sense. This just doesn't make sense to me. And apparently, Tim Walz called Charlie Kirk the bad guy because of his conservative beliefs. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to just play a brief. I'm going to play this briefly. We may not make it all the way through, but he seemingly doubles down on his stance as well.
Have they figured it out that the identity piece of this is more important than the actual substance behind it?
Well, they've been doing it for decades. I mean, we've saw the welfare queens.
So substance doesn't matter? Is what he just said, identity? I mean, obviously. Oh, I'm sorry.
We've saw the welfare queens. They've seen the Southern strategy. We've seen it over and over. It's an old playbook, and we're as dumb as we want to be that we allow them to do this with CRT and ESG and DEI and every three-letter word.
And then they demonize people.
Yeah, demonize, and they weaponize grievance. They other people. They talk down to people, past people. They humiliate people. They weaponize difficult issues. But the bottom line is, and I think it goes back.
Did y'all not watch when Donald Trump was addressing Congress? Y'all didn't see how? Oh, okay.
To what we began with is, and I applaud you for this, is we cannot continue to be on the defense reacting to this. We've got to go on the offense. We got to meet people where they are. But I also think this, and this is where, this is part of the conversation I'm trying to have, is you got to respect people you disagree with, and you can't just dismiss people.
How do you fight it?
This
I
notion
think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can outrun them.
Man, I'll beat I'll do it for free.
But I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a.
Now, only if he was up for the challenge. Not on no random Elon Musk If you throwing the challenge out there, I'm just saying. But outside of that, I know I'm interrupted. I'm going to shut up. All right, I know y'all like, young man, shut up, play the video.
But I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to, okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
It's a natural reaction. I think it's one of the reasons we're losing so many men. And again, it's multi-ethnic. It's not just white men. We're losing them. We're losing them to these guys online. We're losing them people that I'm bringing on this podcast as well. That's why I brought.
These are bad guys, though. These are bad guys.
But they exist, and we could deny they exist. They exist. Not only they exist, they persist, and they're actually influencing young kids every single day.
How do we push some of those guys back under a rock?
I think we have to first understand what their motivations.
You see this?
Are. I think we have to understand what they're actually doing. And
you don't
I think that's
it's
important.
Racism and misogyny?
I think there's a lot of that, but I don't think it's exclusively that. When you talk to a guy like Steve Bannon, he talks about working folks, and he talks about how we hollowed out the industrial core of this country. I understand that. But we can dismiss the notion of election denialism. We could completely dismiss what he did on January 6th, but I don't think you can dismiss what he's saying. Reminds me a lot of what Bernie Sanders was saying. Reminds me a lot of what Democrats said 20, 30 years ago.
What I mean is you can see that Tim Walz is on acting like a full tyrant right here. He isn't trying to talk with any level of reason. He isn't trying to acknowledge that maybe some Republicans' beliefs align with what the Democrats, may have aligned with. He doesn't want to acknowledge any of that. In fact, he wants to sit there and go, oh, they want to demonize us and they want to weaponize us, woo, woo, woo. And then right after that, oh, these are bad people. Oh, well, these are bad. Then you got Gavin Newsom. Well, these may be bad people in your eyes. I'm paraphrasing, bad people in your eyes, of course. But, they share some of the same ideals. Oh, but they were deniers. It's like, bro, you go through such great lengths to just negate substance because you're so focused on identity. I was interested to see what Elon Musk had to say about all this. Hold on, let me make sure I clicked on the right one. Yep, let me move this over here. Let's get to it, man. This is Elon Musk responding to everything being targeted by domestic terrorists and their attacks on Tesla.
I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's a level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged. There's some kind of mental illness thing going on here, because this doesn't make any sense. And I think there are larger forces at work as well. I mean, I don't know who's funding it and who's coordinating it, because this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
Who's funding it? Who's coordinating it? Great question. Who's funding it? Can't wait to answer that question. Can't wait to answer that question. Elon Musk, man. I can respect his poise and how he's able to keep himself together. I mean, obviously he's making too much money to care and focused on things to advance Americans and the world to care about stuff like this, and he knows that it'll pass over. But the complete disregard and lack of common sense as it pertains to this, and how people on the left are going to continue to try to justify these actions, let these actions be taken up on the right, and oh my gosh, and for whatever reason, they want to continue to try to frame the right as violent. Like we're the ones doing this type of stuff. It's silly. After Scott Jennings blasts Democrats for systematic terrorism against Elon Musk and Tesla, Never Tanden answers with people are legitimately upset, and Josh Rogan jokes that Teslas would just fall apart on their own anyway. Aren't these the same people who talk about like climate change and EVs being, better for the American people? And
no violence in our political system is acceptable. But this right here, what's going on with a guy who helps our country, who runs successful companies, who doesn't have to be doing this, and now one of his companies is under systematic terroristic threat and violence all over the country, and people seem to be laughing about it or fine with it. It's outrageous. I've sat at this table and had people say, we should cut Elon Musk from the government totally. He rescued our astronauts today. Is that what we want? The treatment of this guy is outrageous. These people who are doing this need to be found, put in jail, and made an example of. That's my point.
Anyone.
Now, before she even replies, you just see these people just can't be humans. They just can't be humans. For 1 second, bro, he just brought people from outer space that Biden was going to leave out.
Made an example of. That's my point.
Anyone who commits violence against Tesla or Congress or anyone else should be put in jail. 1,000%.
Okay.
But that should not stifle dissent or opposition from Elon Musk.
Give it a little lip service. Give it a little both sides. Go ahead.
No, okay. We're still both sides here.
Yes, he is. Yes, she is.
I'm sorry to say that people are legitimately upset. They're legitimately upset at Elon Musk, and they're doing it on their own, but there is no reason to have violence in the country. But I just wish all of us would support criticism of, or would support punishing people who are violent wherever they are.
For what I understand, the Teslas will fall apart if you just leave them alone anyway. Yeah. There's nothing really anybody really needs to do about it. Just drive them enough. Eventually, the things will start to just like.
I do think.
Fall off the side, from what I've read, allegedly.
One thing that would.
It just gotta. I get what Scott was saying though. Give it a little lip service. Go ahead and try to play both sides. Give us the but. It really is no but behind that. People could potentially lose their life behind this, and then that will be celebrated. Oh, well, they shouldn't have been working for Elon. Do you hear yourselves? Do you really hear yourselves? People are legitimately upset about somebody finding where your money has been spent illegally. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Hold on. Make sure this ain't the same video.
Laughed about it and scoffed at it. That rats who bought them.
Okay, wanted to make sure.
There's also a subject of Elon Musk. There's been all kinds of vandalism against Teslas and Tesla dealerships all over the country.
Oh, this seems to be the full clip.
City, Encinitas, Buffalo Grove, Littleton, Mass. I grew up right next to Littleton, Mass. Loveland, Colorado, Tigard in Oregon, all over the place.
The other night, Donald Trump said these are domestic terrorists. Everybody laughed about it and scoffed at it. That video looks like terrorism to me. I mean, it's obviously an organized, coordinated effort, however people are communicating with each other, to do this to people around the country who chose to buy a Tesla at some point in the past, many of whom I'm sure are Democrats who bought them in the first place, all because their entire political worldview is ruled by their emotions.
Yes.
And that's the American left right now. It is one angry mob after another willing to take things into their own hands, up to and including keying, firebombing, and otherwise vandalizing cars and car dealerships and charging stations. It's outrageous. It is terrorism. People ought to be put in jail and left there for a very long time and be.
Okay, cool. I don't want to say and have him repeat a whole lot of what he said the first time. That was just basically the beginning of that. But come on, look at this, man. Look at the logic of people right here, yo. This is the biggest.
I sold my Tesla. I traded it in for a Subaru, actually.
So that guy hates Elon Musk so bad that he traded in his Tesla for a Subaru. Well,
I sold my...
Starlink is owned by SpaceX. Oh, it's owned by Elon Musk. So you supported him, took away your support, and went to go support him again. Okay, come on, y'all. The math don't be mathing with these people. Now, let's go ahead and get to the good part, what y'all was trying to get to, all right? When we wanted to talk about who's really funding these domestic terroristic acts.
That is the fact. And Indivisible, which has really been the backbone and spearheading so much of these protests and demonstrations, well, they're actually paying not just these protesters to participate in these town halls, to go after their members of Congress. They specifically have a, quote, Musk or Us program where they're paying protesters up to $200 to participate in events like these. But I have new reporting coming out today highlighting how they are now subsidizing up to $1,500 per Indivisible group to host events that they describe as, quote, appreciation celebrations for members, quote, advocacy, recruitment, and get out the vote work. They also are subsidizing group retreats, whether that's for things like cookouts and barbecues and pizza parties, or what they call solidarity building events like DEI training. You can even see the picture you have up on screen. People can choose if they want to be reimbursed via check, direct deposit, or their distributed fundraising account, right? And I just think that stories like these, it's really important to drill down, because if you look at it broadly, right, how the left-wing media presents it, they never drill down on how these protesters, these individuals, are being funded by Soros-funded entities, by these left-wing dark money networks. The people that you're seeing, it's not like they are organically or altruistically deciding to protest something. They are being paid to do so. And in the same vein, right now, AOC and...
Wow. So y'all can't even, y'all suck so bad, y'all can't even get real protesters. You got to pay for people to. Somebody said yesterday I had an informant infiltrate one of the protests at Tesla dealerships, and they told me a few things. These protests are only happening in contested congressional districts. They're being funded by 501c4 charities, being given dark money from Democrat politicians of these districts. They are organized through Facebook groups since X is monetized by Elon Musk and pro-Elon Musk people. Shout out to the president, though, man. They keep trying to divide him and Elon, but take a look at what he said.
Meanwhile, it's because of Elon Musk. Everything he did with SpaceX, that those astronauts stranded for 9 months, they're finally coming home. Mr. President, your reaction to what's unfolding?
So when I came in office, I said, Elon, we got to get them out. You have a rocket ship handy? How many people have a rocket? And Biden left them up. He abandoned them. You know, we could have done this sooner, but Biden didn't want to because he was embarrassed by what happened. So they were up there. They were supposed to be there for a few days. They were there for many months. And now they're coming back. But think of it. Elon's able to do that with his genius. And you have people that hate it. And I really believe these are people that hate our country. It's a big problem. But, you know, there aren't so many of them. There are many more that love our country. And they love our country now more than they have maybe ever in their lives. There's never been a movement like MAGA, like America First, call it whatever you want to call it. This is the greatest movement in the history of politics.
Yes, it is, man. And I couldn't be more grateful for what Donald Trump has created with MAGA. And I can't deny that Donald Trump has been a centerpiece to the growth on this channel in terms of my avenue into politics and understanding them. So I have to give him credit in that regard for sure. But yes, Elon Musk, man, this guy's just super dope as a person, man. He's constantly trying to bring us forward as a society, as a world, and also just he's taking his time to look through government waste and abuse, and he could just be chilling, man. I'm telling y'all, he don't have to do nothing else. Seriously. Now, this man was a left-wing protester, tear-gassed on the streets, hating Trump and conservatives. Then 2020 hit. He moved to Portland. Everything changed.
You know, I used to consider myself left-wing. I used to go to protests. I was out there on the streets. I've been tear-gassed, all of that stuff. I used to hate Trump and conservatives, and the whole idea of Trump ever being in office was like blasphemy to me. And then COVID happened. And then I moved to Portland, Oregon. And then I realized those people that I was protesting with, they're not really mentally all well. And then I realized, looking back at the person that I used to be compared to now, and how like, wow, I was full of rage and hate, and I was aimless. I just wanted to try to fight Trump supporters and shit, but I didn't have any real direction. I wasn't making any real change. But I moved out to Portland, and I lived here for 3 years, and not only have I changed my political stance after walking around the streets and seeing all like the homelessness and animal abuse and drug abuse, it's literally absurd and disgusting. I don't know how any human that's empathetic could walk past that on a regular basis and be okay with it, let alone anybody that considers themselves to be a progressive liberal. Like, it is not okay. This is not normal. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was around people in West Virginia, and I thought those were out-of-touch white people. But then I came to Portland and realized what out-of-touch white people really are. And then I learned what a snowflake really is. It is literally disgusting. Nobody wants to do their job. No such thing as, like, customer service. Everybody thinks they should be, like, glorified just for showing up to work. Yep. It is the most disgusting place I have ever lived, not just because of the streets, but because of the people that make it up. You have so many gender-bending people, people with bumper stickers on their cars advertising the fact that their kid is non-binary. You're basically glorifying mental illness. Straight up. I don't care what you say, that's what's going on. And these used to be people that I would protest with, and now I'm able to have conversations with Trump supporters and conservatives way more than I can have a conversation with a liberal. Like, it's just so out of whack and out of touch. And whatever happened to caring about the environment, by the way? Whatever happened to caring about, like, food and, like, animal welfare and stuff like that? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? All you care about is, like, gender and aborting babies. That's literally it's kind of weird. And I am not the only person that was left their whole life up until these last couple of years, period. I promise you that. I know that. I mean, look at the goddamn numbers.
I mean, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, they were on the left, contributed large amounts of money to the left, but they was love then. Y'all go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Thank y'all for the like, comments, and shares. Truly appreciate it. Oh, go click on the next video.